What's going on, YouTube peeps and barbecue freaks? Thank you guys for joining me today. Now, this is without doubt my most favorite time of the year. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas. To me, they're one and the same. It just brings out the kid in me. I love being able to hang out with family, and I love getting to cook. And that's what we're going to do today. I am actually going to smoke a turkey on the Weber Kettle. I'm on my way now to pick it up, and this video isn't necessarily going to be so much about brining, injecting, which rubs to use, anything like that. Although I will show those processes and touch on them a little bit. But what I want to do is show that you can smoke a turkey on a Weber kettle. And that's what I'm going to do today. I feel like that's probably the one grill that most people have. And if you're wondering if you can smoke a turkey on one of those, you can. And that's what I'm going to do today. It's going to be very simple. There isn't going to be a whole lot that needs to be done. We're going to inject it with an injection that I'm going to make up here at home. And I will show you that after I pick up the bird, come back, and get it ready to go. So next time I pick back up, I will have the bird laid out, ready to go, and we will get this cook underway. So stick around. All right, so let me show you how I have my Weber set up. I got a pan here, and I just put charcoal all the way around the outside. I hope you can see that. I'm going to take a starter cube, put it right down in here. And we'll just let that catch that going. Get that going, and we'll bring the bird out. We'll head inside really quick so I can show you what I'm injecting the bird with. But that's how the Weber's set up. It's got a pan in the middle to catch the drippings, which I'm probably going to use not for gravy, but to baste the turkey with. So just charcoal around the outside. It does not, I didn't put any down in this way, just almost like a U shape. So that's how the Weber is set up. All right, so what I have here is an 11.5 pound turkey. Rinse it off, remove the insides, took off the little plastic that they put here on the legs. And I'm just going to trim this up a little bit, any excess skin, cut off this tail, and then I'll pick back up in a second. All right, so I got the turkey trimmed up. And what I did is taken 1 tablespoon of butter, or 1 stick of butter, 8 tablespoons, melted it in the microwave. I added some onion powder, about a tablespoon of onion powder, garlic powder, and 2 tablespoons of the rub that I'm going to use on the outside of the bird. Mix that all together, and we're going to inject it into the meat. I want the meat to have the same flavor as the outside of the bird, so that's why I use the rub inside the butter that I'm going to put on the outside. So I'm just going to take it and just start injecting in here. I'll make sure to get the breast really good, and the legs. I'm not brining this turkey. When you buy a turkey at the store, if you read the label, it'll tell you on there that they've already been brined, that they have a solution in it. And I didn't want to brine it and run the risk of making it too mushy. So I'm just going to inject it with some flavor. So let me get this injected, and I'll pick back up in a bit. All right, if you notice, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm trying not to inject it by puncturing the skin. I want to try not to mess up the skin. So I'm coming in underneath the skin, right under here, to get into that meat. So that way I don't have a bunch of holes on the skin. You could definitely inject it that way, but I'd rather not. So this is just about done. Came into the backside to get the legs. And the fire should be ready to go. So that's that. Let's rub it down. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of coarse black pepper. All the way around. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hit it with some coarse black pepper and just some regular table salt for the first coating. Just like that. Now you can use whatever at this point seasoning that you prefer. It really doesn't matter. This is what I'm going to go with today. Just a little pepper. Come back with a little table salt. Alright, so after hitting it with some salt and pepper, I'm bringing my main rub. And I'm using Pellet Envy's Eat Barbecue 0 to Hero. That's just what I'm going to use for this. Again, you can season it however you like. You just go SPG, salt, pepper, garlic, and that would be just as good. But I like the little sweetness to this rub. I like the color that it's going to give it. And it's just a rub that I'm really fond of. So I'm going to run with it. Get this all rubbed down. I got some, I just added some wood chunks. I'm going with cherry wood and oak wood. Put some wood chunks on the coals in the Weber, and this should be ready to go. So that's about it. I'll rub it down just a little bit more, and then we'll head outside. All right, so this is how it's set up. Got the wings tucked in. That fire is going good because I have the lid off, but I'll close it down. It'll die off. The remaining butter, make sure that it didn't use, I'm going to pour in the pan down here, and just going to let it run. Now, some people say to put the breast side down first for a little while and then flip it over. You could definitely do that, but since I injected it, I'm not going to worry about that. It'll have plenty of moisture. What that'll do is, as that liquid starts to melt, the fat stuff starts to melt, it'll base that breast meat. But I injected it with quite a bit of fluid, so I'm not worried about that. I got the bottom vents all the way open, and put the lid on. I'll put a thermometer in the bird and on the pit to keep track of temp, but I want to cook it around 300. Got the bottom vents all the way open. I'm going to have the top vent all the way open, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so just really quickly, I got the thermometer here to read the temp of the pit, and I got one inside the breast meat. It's going all the way through, and we want to watch that breast meat, make sure it doesn't dry out. About every hour after at the first hour mark, I'm going to come out and baste it. When I do, I'll show you what I'm using, and then I'll probably do that every 30 minutes until it's done. Alright, you guys, this turkey is done. Just took it off. That's kind of what it's looking like. The skin started to tear a little bit here. The temperature in the breast, I got up to, I think it was like 168, 170, which is perfect. You could go to about 160. I just went a little higher. During the cooking process, at the 1 hour mark, I basted it with some butter. I took some melted butter, put some a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, and that same rub that I used on the bird. Melted all that together and just basted it the first hour and then every 30 minutes after that, which this 11.5 pound turkey only took just over 2 hours. And the temperature, the Weber was cooking at about 270. So, a bird that size, 11.5 pounds, 270, it only took right at 2 hours, or a little over 2 hours. So I'm gonna let this rest for a little while. I'm gonna take the last of that butter mixture. That's the stuff that I was basting it with, the butter, rub, onion powder, and garlic powder, and just what's left. I'm just gonna pour it over and let it sit here. We're gonna let it rest for a little bit, and then we'll cut into it, see what it looks like. So that's it. Hope you can see the light in. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention. Let me turn this here. If you notice, there isn't anything inside the cavity. Now, I did buy an onion, a green apple, and a red apple that I had planned to cut up and stick in here while it cooked. I totally forgot to do that. So I cooked it with nothing inside, but you can put, those, whatever you want inside to kind of help add some flavor to the bird. I'm not overly concerned about that because of the injection that I use. I think the flavor is going to be there. But I was planning on adding that stuff in here. I don't know how I forgot. I was in a rush to do this bird. Got to head out to a party, and I just totally overlooked it. So just wanted to make mention of that. But that's it. Let's let it sit, and we'll cut into it. All right, the turkey has rested. Let's cut into this bad boy. You know what? Let's just go right for the breast and see what it looks like. Oh yeah. See, that's here. You definitely see some moisture in that. Let's see if we can catch it. There you go. The skin. Let's just cut a piece of this. See what it tastes like. Let's give it a shot. Look at that. Looks good. Oh yeah. Thumbs up, baby. That is a good rub. Man, oh man. Plenty of moisture in that. Good turkey. Quick little recap. 11.5 pound turkey. I wanted to do a recipe that was really simple. Something that many of you can do with just items you have in your home. Now, there are recipes out there that kind of get into a little more detail, brining overnight, that are a little more maybe complicated. And I think I'm going to do a video similar to that. But I wanted to do a recipe that, if you're one of those people who's just looking for a really quick and simple turkey recipe that you can throw together at home, I wanted this to be that. And yet simple, but still be really good. And this hits the mark. 11.5 pound turkey. I took some butter that I took a stick of butter, melted it down. And I think in the beginning of the video I said a tablespoon, but it was more of a teaspoon of onion powder, garlic powder, and the rub that I was going to use on the outside of the bird. Melted that down, mixed it all up, and injected it into the turkey, and it worked great. I was looking for a ejection that is simple, something that I think many of you could whip up really quickly at home. This hit that mark. Weber, You saw the full pan in the bottom. I just put charcoal around the outside in a U shape. I had the bottom vents completely open and the top vent completely open. It ran at about 270, which was perfect. This 11 and a half pound turkey took just over 2 hours. Um, if you have a bigger bird, obviously it's going to take longer, but this one, just 2 hours. So it didn't take long at all. I definitely get that smoky flavor from the wood chunks that I use, which was cherry and pecan. No, cherry and oak. You use whatever wood you like. But if you have a Weber kettle and you're wanting to know whether or not you can smoke a turkey for Thanksgiving coming up, yes. I hope this video was able to prove that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below. Maybe there's something I forgot that you have a question on. Leave it below and I'll answer it. Again, simple recipe, and it hit all the marks. So I'm going to cut a little bit of this turkey up. We're going to eat some more turkey, y'all. And I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.